Hi and welcome back to Middy Explores, and now today we're in South Wigston, and as you can hear by the traffic it's quite busy, and we're starting a new adventure. So we're going to follow the old Midland counties line from South Wigston, which is here, and it originally terminated in Leicester, which is directly behind me. So South Wigston is where it sort of the most I can go to, because after this point that's the Glen Junction, which is still live, so it joined on there. South Wigston station was originally directly behind me, which I'll do a little bit of feature about now. Right, so our journey starts here at the original site of Wigston South Station, which is nicely shown with this nice old memorial with a track and some fake wheels and an original old sign and some nice bits to tell people about it. So this closed in 1968 and was part of the Midland line, which went from Glen Junction, which is directly behind us, to Rugby, and slightly beyond, I do believe. So we're going to follow it all the way. So if we turn around here, what is now Tesco's used to be the sidings, and then this line basically went straight in front of us now and joined on at Glen Junction, which is directly behind those trees over there. So the Peterborough line still runs directly behind Tesco's, and that still goes to this day. We come across it on various different places, but for the purposes of this adventure we're going to follow this 3 years since it closed. We're going to find as much as we can all the way to Rugby. So let's see where we go. So the original station was here for South Wigston. So that's about South Wigston. Now South Wigston has still got a station. They rebuilt the station in 1982 and it joins the line from Birmingham to Peterborough, which goes across country that way. We cross it a couple of times, so that they did get a station back after a long process. But we're going to follow basically the old line, which goes from here all the way down to Rugby. Right, so basically the line followed this path all the way through this park, and then we join onto a place called Crow Mills, which we'll film up there. So where we got these trees straight in front of us were planted next to the original track, so we know that's correct. So this row of trees were planted next to the original line in the 50s. So the line is exactly where we're walking and will take us, both tracks going this way. Right, so carry on through the back of the park now. Really difficult to film there, just too many people. So this path is basically on the old track. So this hedge sort of represents the line of the railway. So this takes us through the back now of South Wigston, and we're heading for a place called Crow Mills, which is going to be the subject of a completely new video, a new adventure, because that whole area was a sort of early industrial revolution workplace, if you like. Loads of history down here, so we're going to do a separate feature on that. So I'm not going to glorify it too much today. I'm just going to follow this line through it and go from there. So following on, there's the line of the railway basically, and then we go straight along here, and where those barriers are there is roughly where it's going to cut through, and then it starts to climb. It climbed all the way back up there. You can see a slight gradient in the ground anyway as it goes there, and then climbed onto a bridge over the Grand Union Canal, which we're going to cross in a moment, and another river which I can't remember the name of, which I'll put on the screen. So there we can see the ground starting to climb. So where those bushes are is roughly where the line went, and we start to have a gradual gradient upwards then. So then the line, you just see a gap in the trees. It basically came over here, and equal with that sign down there where those pegs are, basically the rail went straight over the top here on a big wooden bridge, which I'll try and get a picture of I have seen a picture of it in the museum, but it's crazy how busy it was. And then there you go, look, there we go. I think that's the part of it there. We'll try and have a look at. So we're down on the row. So this is the Grand Union Canal. And this bit here, I do believe this is the, I might be wrong, I've been before, that might be the stanchion or part of the bridge that came over. It was originally a big wooden bridge, but I think they replaced it with a brick and concrete one. So I think that is the line. So again, that would go, it'd be a lot higher than this by then, obviously, and it was down there. And you'll see how high it climbs when we go across here. So like I say, this place is called Crow Mills. So the line basically came through here, straight across here, and straight up there. So that's the height it got to. So that's the track bed roughly up there, which we'll film from now. Pointed towards Wigston still. So Wigston is straight in front of South Wigston. So the station is directly over this way. So this area is called Crow Mills. There used to be a big wooden bridge over the top of this. The canal is down there, the Grand Union. And there's a mill and various other things in this area. This area floods pretty much every year still. And I don't know if it's because of the flooding, they put this massive wooden bridge over the top here, which I'll try and find a picture of and put on the screen. And basically, so the line from Wigston station there then went into Leicester, and then came over this wooden bridge, which I think was later replaced with a concrete bridge. And then this is the line basically going down this way. So now we're going towards Rugby. So this is the Midland line going towards Rugby. So we're going to follow this for a little, it's only open like this for a little bit, and then we're going to pick it up at different stages now all the way. So yeah, this takes us, this is the old track bed of the Midland line that takes us to Rugby, pointing now towards Rugby. We are going all the way to Rugby with this one, so people of Rugby, we are coming back, which would be nice, because I'm really looking forward to going back there. And also this line, when it gets into Rugby, is excellent. There's some fantastic stuff on it. So yeah, so this bit's been preserved as a walk, but this doesn't carry on for very long, and then we'll pick it up a bit. As you'll see, you'll pick up the bits as we go into Countersthorpe, around the back of Whetstone, through Cosby, out the back of Cosby, towards Lutterworth, via Lear and a few other places, which we'll pick up, and then it'll join on to one of our existing videos, which is already on the channel, which I'll link below. See, they put these. It's nice to put all these new footpaths in. The embankment is about 30 feet high. It's a really tall embankment. Near the road at the side of me here. This is a pretty much intact track bed. But like I say, the embankment is so high here. It does level off as we go into the countryside at this end. As you can see, quite a drop. Quite a drop down there. So it terminates, this walk terminates just the other side of that tree. And then we go through some countryside, which I'll try and catch as we go past. We're going to follow this road basically at the side of us, which takes into Countersthorpe, and then there's a few little bits in Countersthorpe for us to film, and then we'll be back into open countryside. We'll go from there. So, and now we're on the outskirts of Countersthorpe after the pub, which I've just shown you, called the Railway, which we're going back to a later date. And this is the original track bed, or cutting. And I've been told there's still a bridge there, or tunnel, because it used to literally, as we crossed the road, he says, fighting with his camera. So straight in front of it, went straight under here, and the pub is literally around there. So he arced round the pub, the station, a little goods yard, and then went back on towards South Wigston. So I would have been Countersthorpe Station. So we'll have a little look just to see if we can see anything. We're on about building on here. So I don't know if we can see out. But it's worth a look. Don't think we've been very successful. I may get stung a bit, but it's worth going to have a nosy, because you never know what you're going to find. I've no idea which way to go. Nah, there's nothing there. It's been infilled. That's all been infilled. So there's the road straight in front of us. So this would have been, there was a tunnel basically under here, or a bridge. There is nothing left of it. It's just been completely infilled and gone. So then the road, he says, the road's behind us, and then we had basically the line of the Midland line basically followed these trees, and there's no infrastructure left there at all. So we're going to pick it up next, the far side of that hedge. So we're going to pick it up and have a look at it from that side, and then we'll be going towards the Lutterworth Road, or the A426, where it crosses, and then we're going to catch it on the other side of the intersection with the Great Central. So the line continuing on, we're with the other side, that hedge there, right to the top. So the line basically going down that hedge line there is roughly the track bed. And then it would have come under this road. There's a bridge here, which is where that bush is sticking out where that telegraph pole is. There was a bridge there which has been filled. Well, it's gone. It's completely gone. Nothing left of it at all. It's got really windy all of a sudden, which is really odd. And then, so the track basically went down here, and followed that track line all the way down towards that house down in the middle distance, if you can see that. So continuing on the Midland line, so we found this is at Whetstone Gorse, and obviously the bridge has been removed, but the brickwork is still there, even looking not in the best of health, unfortunately. So this way was towards Wigston, and this is the way towards Rugby. As you can see, that's the track is massive. There's nothing left on the track. I've had a quick look and there's just nothing up there. It's everything has gone, except for these abutments left in the road to Whetstone Gorse. That's just really sad that got lifted. Apparently somebody told me it was lifted in the 70s. So this brickwork has survived relatively badly or relatively well, really, for 50 years. That's really sad. And that is just giving way there. Look at this crack. That crack is terminal. That's just going to give way, and this will just be consigned to history, which is a sad end. Right, so continuing on the Midland line, this is the way towards Wigston, and as you can see, totally overgrown. So we're now, the keen-eyed amongst you would have realised that I've missed a bit. The bit between the A426 Lutterworth Road, which is just next to the Whetstone Gorse Bridge, which we've just seen, or the remains of, and where it crosses or goes under the Great Central Railway, and also probably my favourite bridge of all time, which is a lovely pedestrian access bridge over the Midland line. They're all covered in a previous video, so I'm not going to go through them again. I'll leave the link to the video wherever, and you'll be able to see it from there. And it's basically it's rediscovering the Great Central and Midland crossing, which is a great video. I loved making that video, but I also covered a little bit of the Midland line, which sort of leads me to where I am now. So thank you, and back to me. So we're now on Shuttleworth Lane, I do believe it's called. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. This is Shuttleworth Lane Bridge, which is a little humpback bridge. Bit of fly tipping, unfortunately. But it's a little humpback bridge underneath, up there, and down here it's this glorious old bridge. Look at this, just sat here, nobody, well, apart from dumping rubbish. And this line carries on, this is straight towards Rugby. So the next stop here, I do believe, is Leicester, which is going to be the last stop before we set on to the next video. So look at that, that is a lovely old thing. Go for a little explore, make sure I don't break my neck on any rubbish. Yeah, that is just very sad. That is a lovely old thing. Bit of graffiti, unfortunately. Loads of cables. You still see a bit of soot marks on the ceiling there. This is just madness. I've never seen anything like this. Why they can't just take it to the tip like everybody else in history? I feel they've got some sort of divine right to tip stuff wherever they want. So, looking back on it this way, we turn round. That is a lovely, massive old bridge, actually. Doesn't feel like it when you go over it on the road, but... So I think this is called Shuttleworth Lane. I'll say I've confirmed that. Go from there, sadly blemished by fly tipping, unfortunately. But there we go. There we go. Right, so that completes part one of our Midland Line Leicester to Rugby video. So yeah, that was leaving it here. Then the next episode takes us up to Leicester, and then the third episode is actually already on my channel. I filmed it ages ago, and then we're going to go beyond that all the way into Rugby. So yeah, it's been fun. Enjoyed this one because it's really old. It was ripped up way before I was born, and it's had nearly 50, well, over 50 years of growth and a wrecking, unfortunately. It gets a bit more scenic this way onwards. There's more to see. The further we go towards Rugby, especially around Rugby, there's loads to see, so make sure you tune in for those. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.